Alright guys, let's do a bow and then let's get running round.
Yes, good hustle, keep it going.
Are we listening? Are we listening?
Hopefully my sister-in-law doesn't watch it because I've nearly finished it all.
All right.
Technically hers.
Well, you know, it's a way of paying one's keep, isn't it?
I assumed it was an offering
to
the gods.
The gods of accommodation.
My sister-in-law's living with us at the moment, so. Oh, hello.
Right,
Sorry about that.
Let's. Turn
We
it
are
off
back.
for now.
Full cinematic experience.
New tech, people.
If it all goes wrong, that's why. Is it recording? We can actually see that it's recording now. I don't have to get up.
I feel like this could be the death of your OCD.
It could be, yeah. Well, the thing is, I've just found a way of
Changing
it, really, haven't I? I'm like to address the OCD, I'd have to just accept that it's recording and not go and check. Whereas now, every time I look at you guys, I'm checking. Really, I'm not looking at you. I don't give a fuck about you. I'm checking that it's still recording.
You've streamlined your OCD.
Yeah.
You haven't. I see. You haven't.
You just set your life up to allow for it, not to address it, not to get over it.
You haven't gone through. You've gone around.
Well, not even around. You're just you're just lying down, letting it just walk all over you. You're just completely accepting that it's never going to go away.
Yeah. Maybe that's the way. Maybe that's what we're all missing.
Is this episode 30?
I can't remember.
I'm going to check.
To be honest,
now I've relinquished the phone because it's not recording. I'm going to check. I think this could be another milestone on our journey to fame and fortune. Let's have a look. Obviously, the internet's not going to work now, but
look,
this might be episode 30. We've got some fun episodes in the works as well, so stay tuned for those.
While we're waiting for that confirmation, should we talk about the new news? Our sponsors?
That's it. We've got a few sponsors for the show now. Oh, let me just have a look. I can confirm that we are on episode 29.
Well, that's okay.
So close. 29.
Yeah.
Episode 30 is going to be a good one then.
It's going to be a really good one.
Yeah, really good one.
Really excited about that.
Yeah, excited for that. We've got a guest, hopefully.
Yeah. Are we going to say, or should we say?
We won't say, just in case something happens.
Yeah, okay.
Don't want to.
Good plan.
You know?
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
But he's a pretty big deal in the jiu-jitsu world.
Yeah, you might not have heard of him, but you might have. But even if you haven't heard of him, he is actually a really big deal in the jiu-jitsu world.
Yeah. You will certainly have heard of what he does. What he does,
yeah, definitely. But yes, so as he was saying, we've got a few sponsors for the show. Hey?
Oh, come on.
Pretty big deal.
Pretty big deal, mate. Pretty big deals. Looks like great stuff as well.
Yeah, look, we'll start off with
Mr.
Bassett's Grapplers Soap, which apparently, I didn't realise this, on the website it says it's the fastest growing soap brand in the UK, or the biggest... Maybe, I can't remember the exact thing, but it was definitely one of the fastest growing soap brands in the UK, something like that.
Great.
Which is mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I guess it's just because it's for grapplers doesn't mean that other people can't use it.
No, all right. Oh, I see. So it's soap as a whole.
I guess
market.
just across the whole. Yeah, it says the #1 soap brand in the UK for jiu-jitsu. It says that.
Okay.
But also said something like it's the #1 most popular soap brand in the UK or something like that.
Wow.
I might have got that wrong. Go to the website and
it
says something on there that's like that. If I've got the details wrong, I apologise.
Yeah.
But that being said,
either way,
it's bloody good stuff.
Yeah.
Why is it important?
Grapplers Soap.
Yeah.
You got to stay clean and get all the stuff off your skin after a sesh. You know, a good shower after a sesh is always important, isn't it?
Mm.
I like to, because the distance I always try and jump in there, get it all off. Do you know what I mean? Because it's where all the nasties sort of live, isn't it?
That's the problem.
Yeah, staph and ringworm.
There's no jiu-jitsu club out there that hasn't had an outbreak of staph or ringworm or impetigo or something like that. You know, I would say even probably, I've never been to a yoga club, but probably yoga clubs have the same problem. Especially hot yoga.
Yeah, definitely. Well, do they? Maybe not as much because they're not.
I guess they're not touching.
They're not touching each other. That's the nature of it.
I've had clients who've picked up ringworm and they got it from just like going and being on dirty mats.
Mate,
at a yoga club.
Right, I caught it on holiday, from I think for like a sunbed.
Yeah,
just which is so ironic considering what we do.
Yeah.
But remember, I came back with it on my arm, and it was like it had been long enough that I hadn't trained for long enough. It was like, well, it couldn't be from jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And I got it on holiday on a fairly remote island from sitting on a sunbed that somebody else had used.
Well, yeah, but so Louis, when we went on holiday, similar sort of time to you, Louis came back and he had staph all under his armpit.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Like, so it's not just reserved for like jiu-jitsu clubs, or MMA clubs, things like that. It can happen. Like, I think anywhere you're getting a lot of people, and there's sweat, and there's kind of mats and flooring and things like that, and even if their sanitary routine is really good, like, it's difficult, isn't it? Things are going to happen. So washing after training is really important. This Grapplers Soap, I believe, let's have a little look at the ingredients. Lovely looking little bars.
Smells great.
Smells really nice.
Is that tea tree?
Yeah, let's have a look. Hold, let's have a look. Diddly-diddly-dee.
It smells like tea tree.
Yeah, there's definitely tea tree in there. Here we go. Pure tea tree, peppermint and eucalyptus oil, soap with oats and honey to soothe problem skin and fight infection.
Nice.
So getting in the shower with one of these, they even give you like one of these little like bags, so you could chuck that your block in the bag.
That's
Get
cool.
in the shower with, keep that in your training bag.
Yeah.
Make sure you're having a shower. That is number one way of like not getting skin infections. Just shower straight away after training.
And this is great because I think, what would you do? You'd probably wrap it in like kitchen towel or something, wouldn't you? And it'd just be, and you'd probably lose a lot of the soap by dropping it. And
it would,
do you know what I mean?
Bag would end up all slippery and shitty. Yeah. So that's a nice little touch. That is.
Yeah.
I guess you could have it in like a Tupperware.
Yeah, I guess
Something like that.
Yeah.
But for me, these are a great touch. These are wipes. Let's bust that open. That's your pack, actually.
Okay, cool.
Tear the top off and bust that open. I think wipes. We're busy. If you're a parent. So this morning for me, I go in, teach the no-gi class, and then I'm literally getting back. So that finishes at 8, and then I'm getting back to do the school run. Like, we're putting breakfast on, like finishing up. Obviously, the wife will be starting it all off and in there. But I'm getting back. I'm like, I cooked her breakfast this morning, cooked up us breakfast. Fucking put socks on, shoes, get the bags to get. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
And they're getting to school. We leave at 20 past. So I leave the gym at 8. Luckily, I live 5 minutes away. Get back at 5 past. Quarter of an hour of manic. So where's the shower going to happen?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
It fits in the non-ideal moments.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
So that is really tricky for me in terms of, I don't do like a ton of training, but I am teaching them on the mat. I did a bit of positional sparring today.
Yeah.
So like these were great. I just wiped the arms and legs down under the armpit, chest, face, head, and then I'm away. Like that is such a great little hack.
Totally. Another little moment, which would be great, is if you're in your training bag and you want to, like, say you're doing today we do long sessions, don't we? We're there for several hours. You want to nip out to the little cafe bit and get like a sandwich or something. Just you can wipe your hands. Imagine you're all over the mats. You're all sweaty with everyone else's sweat. You just want to be able to just get some wash your hands. It isn't just normal soap that is going to like get rid of any infectious stuff. It'd be great to just bust a couple of them out and.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? That would be a good little moment as well. And again, smells lovely. Tea tree and smells like the soaps. It's obviously got
really
the same stuff
punchy.
in.
Yeah. They're really good.
Yeah.
Let me just
smell
get
it.
Little arm wipe.
But going back to the infection thing, I think as you say, the ringworm and stuff is annoying and it's highly infectious. Staph is a different ballgame, isn't it? It's
ringworm's just annoying.
It's just, and any of those things are just impetigo or whatever. But staph is no joke.
You could die.
I mean,
MRSA.
Yeah, mate, totally.
Medication resistant Staphylococcus
methicillin. I thought it was methicillin resistant.
Is it?
I think so. I think it was.
We're gonna have to do a little check on
Do a check. I think it's methicillin because I think they used to use methicillin to treat it, and then it became resistant to the methicillin.
What does MRSA
I could be talking out my
stand
arse here.
He's fucking right.
It's evolution in real time, isn't it? You know, they use methicillin to treat it. The virus was like, all right, I see your methicillin and I raise you.
Staphylococcus aureus that cannot be treated with standard antibiotics. Big problem in hospitals.
Yeah. Do you remember back in the day when back when we were both working in the hospital? It was fucking rife, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's a big problem. So, yeah, you know, you don't really think about things like that when you're on the mat. So I've got a bit of staph. Like I see people like coming in, like parading it around, like it's like a, you know, a war wound. But I'm like, mate, you gotta be careful with that shit. Like,
and also like the nature of what we do. You're going to end up with open wounds sometimes, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like that thing I got on my elbow. Like that could have been fatal. Like just worst case scenario. If it gets into your bloodstream, it's fucking. It's no joke.
it was that kid, that MMA fighter who was 17, I think, went to Thailand, got staph and died.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Now, out there, I think you have, like, different levels of staph.
Was that how far the OCD goes now?
What?
Well, come on. Conversation's just going to be flowing.
Yeah, different levels of staph. Because of the heat and, like, the visitors and everything. I think you get, like, super staffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, really resistant. But I think, you know, something that's worth thinking about is if your gym starts getting staph and then everyone's getting on antibiotics, you know, these things tend to, like, kind of mutate and sort of change, don't they? And they're like, okay, right, everyone's taking the antibiotics.
Yeah.
I'm going to sort of adjust to keep myself around.
Yeah.
So that antibiotic stops working. And it's like, if that carried on over, like, a 5 to 10 year period, the staff's getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
We're doing it a favour.
It's difficult, isn't it?
It is. I mean, when you take away the obvious horrors of viruses and stuff, they are amazing things, really.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of their efficiency and the way that they can just evolve.
Yeah.
I mean, look at COVID. You know, it wasn't trying to kill people. It was just trying to survive.
Yeah.
It was just trying to spread, wasn't it? But in very effectively doing so.
So yeah, using products like this is just it's a no-brainer, isn't it? This
Absolutely.
Beast Balm as well. I'm interested to try that. I think it's like a kind of
Tiger Balm, is it?
yeah, like a tiger balm. Like, what's the other stuff called that people use all the time? Deep heat.
Deep heat. Yes, yeah.
It's that kind of idea. So,
Yeah.
but it smells much nicer. You ever whiff on that? It's like really nice.
So
Whereas the deep heat, like if someone busts that out, you're like, fuck.
oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's not like, as you say, the deep heat's very intense, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's very full on. Was that's quite nice.
Yeah,
That's
I might
quite-
put a bit of. Maybe you could massage something to my ankle later.
Yeah, we can do that. Should we do it on camera?
Yeah.
Then
But that'll be like the behind a paywall.
yeah, big a fat paywall.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we start the OnlyFans. Just with
Massaging feet.
there you go. There's a market.
I feel like
there's a bit of a market.
I feel like that's a strong market. I feel like that's probably fairly well.
It's well established now. Isn't it?
Yeah. I
saw
feel
it.
like it'd be hard to get into that.
Yeah, it'd be quite competitive.
Yeah.
It's fucking man. I saw a video the other day of a girl probably in her 20s, and she had been secretly taking pictures of her mum's feet and selling them online. And she bought she'd made so much fucking money. She bought this like top of the range Merc, and like there was a video of her like presenting her with this car. She says, "What's this?" She said, "What's your car?" "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, I just bought this with all this money I made, secretly selling
Has
pictures
she
of your
got like
feet."
particularly nice feet though? Is that
guess
what
so,
it is?
yeah.
Or like are they really honking or like?
Probably it depends on whatever the like little community you're going for, isn't it?
Yeah, that's interesting. What would create that spark in your head that I'm going to take a picture of my mum's feet and put them online?
I guess it's
Like-
probably all the stuff from podcasts and stuff. People are like, "Oh yeah, everyone's doing it," and it's blowing up. You think, mate,
But mate, wouldn't you be like, I'm going to take pictures of my own feet?
yeah. But maybe you do that for some. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a picture of my mum's feet, because then if it goes wrong, then like,
Maybe you've secretly desired your mum's feet all along.
I mean, fuck me, that's a niche little corner of the world, isn't it?
You've always been jealous of her for having such great feet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
There'll be a community for it though. Like there is
Yeah,
something else.
exactly, yeah.
That specific thing.
But yeah, Mr. Bassett's Grapplers Soap, get some. It's all reasonably priced. I think like the bars, you can get like massive, thick bars. These ones, like, I reckon that's going to last you a good month.
Yeah, easy.
You know, I had a bar fit the other day and it looked exactly the same in size.
Yeah. When you think you're just going to be doing it in the shower after training, do you know what I mean?
I reckon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like you wouldn't necessarily be using it for every shower or bath you have.
Yeah.
I reckon you got a good month out of that. And then there are like massive ones as well. I think those bars are like £6-7, something like that.
Okay.
So
That's pretty good when you
it's
think
worth it, isn't it, to keep you on the mat?
per month. Yeah, exactly, to stop infection and stuff, definitely. Because also, things like infection like that, it's not just about the individual, is it? It's about the team and the gym. It's the bigger picture of it all, isn't it? We're going to go for some of the supplementation. Cheers.
So,
I like the branding, by the way.
our second
The
sponsor,
gorilla stuff. Yeah.
Grapplers Essentials. Supplement companies, fairly newly formed. Sent us a bit of their gear. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Sanctioned
Grapplers
gear.
Essentials. We've sent you some tests.
It's
Tren.
It's watermelon flavour.
So I mean that might be in this. It says recovery and what are they called? Steroids do help you recover quicker.
Yeah, they've been known to help recovery, I think.
It doesn't say steroids in the ingredients though, so I'm going to assume there's no steroids in there. But I guess you could add your own.
There you go. Spice it up.
Yeah, like a cocktail. So this one is recovery blend. We've got your BCAAs in there. It's essentially like a BCAA mix.
Okay, cool.
Leucine, glutamine, taurine. It's got some taurine in there.
Branch chains are important.
Yeah, things like that. Let's give this a go. Let's give this a
Yeah, let's do it.
little mix up. Go on, you go there.
All right.
I'm going to go for a hydration. We've got three. We've got L-glutamine, which is like a protein that helps. You know what? I'm going to go with the older ChatGPT so I don't get that wrong. Why is L-glutamine good?
You sounded so intelligent.
L-glutamine is a naturally occurring amino acid that offers several potential benefits, including supporting immune function, gut health, and muscle recovery. All of those things sound great. Is there a little scoop in here? Yeah, let me dig down far enough. We got a scoop.
Mine's at the top. That's
I had to dig in. So what have we got here? Hydration, blue raspberry. I mean, is blue...
you got blue?
Why is blue raspberry a thing? Like, where's that come from? I've never seen a blue raspberry.
slush puppies. It's originally, I think, slush puppies. But as in what I blue... I don't know. Maybe they originally needed... Ooh, change your colour. Maybe they originally needed to add something that's blue to make it taste like raspberries. They thought, oh, fuck it, let's just call it blue raspberry. And kids just went, yay!
This is the sort of thing my kids would love. Anything blue.
Yeah. Maybe that's it.
They're just attracted. They're like, if it looks unnatural,
That's exactly
I'm
what
on
it is.
board.
That's exactly
You've
what it is.
onboarded me just through the
Yeah.
unnatural colour. They'd be all over that. But
It's kids and realising that something's bad for them. I remember fried bread, right?
fried bread.
I remember eating some fried bread and my dad said to me, he was like, how would you feel though if you knew that was good for you? And something happened in my brain. I was like, oh God. For a moment I was like, I don't like it. Because it was just like, I don't want stuff that's good from when you're a kid. You want naughty stuff. You want burgers and chips and, sweets. And back in our day when it was wham bars and fucking E-numbers and everything.
Why is that though, do you think?
It's rebellion, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if it's that first taste of like, I'm going to do just
What
stuff
I
to
want.
piss my parents off.
Yeah, I think it's maybe rebellion. This it's got a Pepto-Bismol kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I'm liking
It's
this.
almost like a fruit smoothie.
Yeah.
So this one, yeah, cheers.
Cheers, mate.
What was mine? Hydration.
It's going to help me recover from my daughter coming in at 3 o'clock in the morning this morning.
Yeah, that's pretty nice to be fair, the hydration one. It's
it?
got that salty, like you want, like
Yeah.
with like a sort of like a electrolyte drink, like you want to
Yeah.
taste the salt a little
Yeah,
bit. I feel like,
totally.
and it's got that in there. But the blue raspberry definitely makes it quite palatable.
Okay.
I don't really need like a lot of sweetness on top of my drink. Like I'd be happy with like a salty drink.
Yeah.
But if you do, then that is
It reminds me. Talk about
salty mouthful.
Yeah. Well, come on.
Jesus.
I remember the first time
Early for
I
that.
ever had some electrolyte powder, and I didn't spot that there was a spoon at the bottom. It's like a Coke spoon.
Right.
It's like
Okay.
a tiny little spoon,
Yeah.
and I put 2 teaspoons of this fucking stuff into my drink, and it was
Oh
just
my
like
Lord.
just like drinking seawater.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, the wife's got some at the moment, and it's like really good, like quality salts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is just like drinking seawater essentially. You just put like a pinch in there, but it is nice.
Yeah, I don't mind a salty drink.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, I like that.
It's funny, isn't it? I remember at the last jiu-jitsu club I went to, where I used to train, Andy Roberts, there was a judoka there called Tony.
Right.
And he'd started doing jiu-jitsu. He was a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, but he'd been doing judo. He was like their Mike, essentially.
Okay.
And he said, he was like, yeah, it's weird. It's different culture in jiu-jitsu. Like, up at the judo club, we finish up and we have a couple of pints. There's like a bar there at the judo club,
Old
like
school.
serving pints, like, you know, like an old school, like rowing club or something where they've got like the bar, like a
Nice.
proper pub.
Yeah.
He was like, here, everyone's like protein shakes and electrolytes after training.
Yeah.
And it is that sort of culture, isn't it?
It is.
Like people drink, obviously we go out and have a drink and stuff like that. But like everyone's much more kind of focused on health and being healthy and those kind of things, you know?
Yeah, I think some of that's also generational.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean,
I think
yeah.
when you think judo's how long it's been around, and also the nature of, like, you know, I don't know whether this is still the case, because the judo we do is through Mike and the gym, but there was always a difference between judo. Like, everything's expensive in jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah,
You
well,
know.
jiu-jitsu there's a lot of
marketing.
a business, like the Gracies
Yeah.
were businessmen, weren't
Yeah,
they? So
man.
it started from the beginning. didn't it?
Right from UFC 1. That was UFC 1 was a great big advert to the American market for jiu-jitsu, wasn't it? But whereas I think a lot of judo clubs classically, it's like £2 to go into a session, and it's all very, very kind of like informal's the wrong word, but just very low key in terms of like the marketing and the money generated, isn't it? Whereas I think jiu-jitsu is much more businessy.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where that comes from. It's all the protein shakes and the stuff that sells at the gym, and also it's more of a nerdy culture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe it's better. I just think it's always been, you know, very like based around like health, and people want to be healthy. And it attracts that sort of person, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I think that there's a lot.
yeah.
I think a lot of it is maybe a lot of it is generational as well. People,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
mean, we're like in the generation of people that like to go out and get
fucked.
pissed up.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, the teenagers are on the mats now. A lot of them don't even drink.
They're so
They don't even
they
drink.
don't even take drugs. They're so earnest. It's like the phone is the new drug, isn't it? Social media is the new drug. You
I
know.
wonder if that's why kids don't take drugs anymore, because they're like getting their hit from their
Dopamine.
phones.
It's dopamine, isn't it? So, you know, it's and also like they
It's
can
an
be
interesting theory.
and they can be connected sat at home. Whereas we used to go and hang around street corners and around back of shops, and
I remember
you
me
know.
and my mate and our two girlfriends. We didn't have two girlfriends each.
I was going to say I had player.
Yeah, that would be how it is now. We'd both be out with our two
Your
girlfriends. each.
harem.
Yeah, but not back then. It was one. Boring.
Boring.
Come on. But yeah, we were out like around Canoe Lake, and I was a virgin at the time. I was hoping that this was going to be the night,
Yeah.
and it was like pissing it down with rain. But like we've got nowhere to go. Like we want to smoke cigarettes. Like I don't even think we were smoking weed. Maybe we were smoking weed, but like it was mostly just cigarettes.
Yeah, and you felt rebellious enough doing that.
Yeah,
so
that was good. That was fine. But yeah, nowhere to go. And like we were just like in like the play park, like cowering inside like the little play bit. You know, there's usually a bit you can kind of sit in.
Yeah.
And I think we might have found like a phone box. We would always go in phone boxes and just smoke.
Yeah.
Like hot boxing.
Yeah,
But
a
with
cigarette.
cigarettes. Like, and I don't know where I was gonna get laid, but like obviously that didn't happen.
No.
But
It's just at that age.
that was
Yeah.
youth. You know, I was
Yeah.
probably 14, 15.
Yeah.
Like that was like
Living it
what
up.
you did.
Yeah.
You weren't at home staring at a screen. I mean, we did play computer games, obviously, but like
Yeah.
generally, like you wanted to get out of the house. You wanted to go and be naughty somewhere else.
You wanted to go and rebel.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I think that's I remember those days too, man. We're just trying to find somewhere, like the doorway of a church or a
Public toilet.
Yeah,
We
anywhere
used to
where you
smoke in
can be.
public toilets all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Anywhere where you can, if it's pissing it down. I mean, I lived up north, so it's pissed it down all the time. It was always somewhere to try and find, like, you know, somewhere that's just our own little spot, even if it's like under some trees or in a little
in a bush.
Yeah,
yeah. There was at the Rose Gardens. There's a few bushes where you can get right inside them, and it's pretty decent space like this.
Yeah.
And
Your
you'd
rose
be,
gardens are
like
wicked.
5, 6 of you would be sat in there just like...
Yeah, because
like,
you feel
literally,
like you've got your own, like, for the first time ever, you've got your own little thing. You're not bound, but you're not kind of bound by your parents' rules or whatever. It's just like, this is the first moment of like, wow, this is ours.
Yeah, I'm going to bring like a box and we're going to make a seat.
Yeah, oh my God, we can like take turns sitting on it.
A little table for
We'll
skinning up.
draw up a rotor. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, a little skinning up table.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like you say, just trying to find somewhere that you just... somewhere that the skin's not going to get wet. Or somewhere, do you know what I mean? It's so basic.
Mad. But yeah, man, now there's none of that.
No.
It's hydration recovery drinks. Good on them.
Good on them, mate.
Good on 'em.
Good luck to them.
Yeah, so get over to Grapplers Essentials. We'll put links in the
get
bottom
that
of the show notes and stuff.
Yeah.
Get some stuff. They got creatine as well. Creatine, yeah. I always say this. Obviously, I personal trainer, train a lot of like people in their 50s, 60s, 70s. Like, get on the creatine.
Yeah, it's...
Get on the creatine.
So many benefits.
Everything, it's constantly getting better and better, the research.
Yeah.
People talking about, the neuroprotective benefits, so like, not getting dementia, not getting concussions.
Yeah.
Like, I think you can reverse the effects of a concussion by taking like 20 or 30 grams of creatine like post session.
Whoa.
Like, that's mental, isn't
That's
it?
insane.
Or like by like 70% it reverses like the effects of it.
What was that
Just
thing?
mental,
It is, isn't it? What was that thing you shared recently about if you have a bad night's sleep?
Yeah, no, I might be sorry. That might be what I'm talking about, actually.
Oh, okay.
There may be. I think I've heard both things. I may be getting the numbers wrong. Go away and do your own research. This is fifth-hand information that I'm probably butchering. But that being said, there was something about it offsetting the effects of
Dementia?
like the impact of concussions.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact details on that. I think the quote that I was just then was, like if you have a bad night's sleep and then you pump in about 20, 30 grams of creatine the next day, that offsets like the sort of impact of that lack of sleep, which is pretty mental.
That's amazing. I have 10 grams every day with some electrolytes.
I think nowadays a lot of the advice is like go hard or go home. Like,
really?
Like 5's good, 10's good. That was the old school like dosage for like helping with increasing muscle size, but it's more like a performance thing. It doesn't really increase muscle size.
Yeah.
I think initially it draws water into the muscles, which helps you perform better. So you can lift a little bit heavier, you're more powerful. You've got that explosion from like 0 to 5 seconds that is goes a little bit longer and a bit harder. But now a lot of the health benefits are like go for super maximal doses, 20, 30, 50 grams like in like a portion.
Like a milkshake.
It's like it's well tolerated by the body. And there is seemingly all these, other benefits that are really good. Like bone density for menopausal women and things like that is like really like good. It really helps with that. So
wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dr. Andy Galpin is the guy he does most of the research. And I'm sure there are other people, but Dr. Andy Galpin of Stanford University.
Okay.
It's like his thing. He's been researching it probably for like that last like 10 plus years, and he is sort of coming out with all these like effects. So if you want to learn more about it, go and look up Dr. Andy Galpin, Galpin.
Okay.
He's got all the info on it.
I think it was a interview with or a conversation with him and Dr. Rhonda Patrick that actually it was one that a friend sent to me, and it was about giving creatine to your kids. I mean, just go and give creatine to your kids. Go and do some research of your own. But I was like, it's supposed to.
In their porridge.
He was saying that he was saying that he can't see any kind of detrimental effects, and it's really good for like growth and this kind of thing.
When I first started personal training, I started training these 2 rugby lads.
Right.
They were like 15 from the school that I went to. And they were in the gym all the time. You could see they were into it. And I was like, I just need some clients. I need to work with someone to get some proof that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And to demonstrate, me PTing on the gym floor so other people see what I'm doing. And they're like, oh, I want to work with that guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, got chatting to them, and I was like, look, I'll just train you. Summer holidays, come in twice a week, I'll train you.
Yeah.
And
keep talking. I'm gonna put, which one haven't you had?
I had the
L-glutamine.
I had the hydration. Yeah.
So you've had? All right, keep going. I'll
Yeah.
we'll do some L-glutamine.
And yeah, I said I was learning about creatine, and I was like, look, you might want to consider creatine. Like they were trying to get bigger. They were on their summer holidays, and their rugby coach from school had said, like, you guys need to get bigger because they still look like boys sort of thing. They were in fairly good shape, but they didn't look like men yet. I said you might want to consider creatine. Like, look into it, go and read up on it, and have a think about it. Because I didn't want to be like, boys, here's some creatine. Like, fucking, let's go, all right? Yeah, like 15-year-olds. Like, I'd come from a nursing background. Yeah. I was acutely aware of the ethical dilemma here of suggesting supplements to 15-year-olds. I was like, feels a bit shady. So I'm just going to sort of say, here's some research. I sent them some research papers and said, go and speak to your parents about it, see what you think. Yeah. But I wouldn't say that with like, I don't know, let's say some pre-workout or like steroids, for example, because like that's bad advice. But I was like, I am almost 100% certain that creatine's really good for you and very well tolerated, very safe. Yeah. So I'm going to, mention it. Anyway. Yeah. One of them came back and was like, yeah, my mum's a GP, and she said no. Really? She was like, no, she said it really fucks your kidneys up. And I went, and so again, in my head, I'm playing out like the dilemma of me going, your mum doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about, which is not appropriate to say to a child because, like, Yeah,
totally.
But turns out she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. So I just said, well, okay, that's cool. Like, you've taken advice from your mum, and that's fine. But I just thought it's funny, isn't it? GPs, like, they're so well thought of, obviously for good reason. Yeah. But sometimes they don't have the best advice.
Well, yeah, and I think,
and that was always the worry was, it will like mess up your kidneys. And I think if you do have kidney problems, let's say you've got one kidney, creatine isn't that well tolerated apparently. Like, it can be difficult to process through just a singular kidney, or if you've got kidney problems, let's say you're on like dialysis, you probably shouldn't take it. Yeah. But a healthy kidney, there's no problems, and they've done a lot of like research on it, and like it's really well tolerated, even at really high doses. Yeah. So
okay. Yeah, I think it feels like there's a bit of a shift. Maybe it's just the world we're in, but there's a shift between certain elements of what is seen as modern medicine and some of the things that are coming, like breath work, for example. It's another one where it's like the Western view is it doesn't matter whether it's through a tube, whether it's through in your nose, whether it's through your mouth, it's just breath in, breath out, that's all it is. Whereas so many other cultures, thousands-year-old cultures in the world are like breath work is like, it's medicine. It's hard
to prove, isn't it?
It's hard to quantify, definitely, yeah.
I'm sure you can prove it, but with all these like alternative medicine things, some of them are really hard to prove that they have a positive impact. Like research, like I'm no expert in research, so this is all just I've read a fair bit of research and written about it and done things like that over the years of training to be a nurse and PT and things like that, like, because I'm interested in it. But you need good quality numerical data, like, to be able to really and truly say, like, this works to the level that, like, say the NHS or like a credible medical organisation, God, try saying that after you've had a recovery drink, will accept. Yeah. If the NHS go, right, I'm going to suggest this, they need really good, like, peer-reviewed meta-analysis data, that level of research, not just like, I've done this bit of research with 10 people and they said they felt a bit better afterwards.
Yeah, it's a bit anecdotal,
that's nothing. Yeah. So things like alternative medicines or approaches to health and things like that, like even like probably ice baths and stuff like that, there is I'm sure you can get to that point if you do the trials. Like, you probably could prove that what it does to you, but you need to do really good quality research. And so what comes with that is like a high level of cost. Yeah. And then you've got to think at the other end of it. So let's say I'm like a billionaire and someone says, we want to do a study on ice baths. And I go, okay, how much money do you need? Like, yeah, we need to use MRI, CT scans. We've got all this stuff. We need to take bloods, blah, blah, blah. It's going to cost us £1 million to do this research study. And I go, okay, right. Okay. What am I going to get out of this? How does this benefit me?
Yeah.
Like, unless I own like an ice bath company.
That would be it.
I'm like, shouldn't be funding the research anyway. Because that's a conflict of interest.
It's biased.
They have to put that at the end of the research, saying Mr. Ice Bath funded this ice bath study that says ice baths are amazing.
Funny that.
And then suddenly the whole thing, you just think, this is shit research now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That
So,
does make it difficult, doesn't it?
It's tricky, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. And the volume of the studies would have to be enormous, wouldn't they, for it to be? Do you know what I mean?
So a lot of these alternative medicines, they probably do work. We don't really know exactly how, a lot of the time, and it hasn't really been proven, but they surmise, and they've done some shitty studies here which show this, and so I guess you have to decide how invested you are in that thing and think, I've read some studies and I think they sound good, so I'm going to go with it.
Yeah.
But you're never really going to have like some fucking gold standard like shit that says that worked because of this, because a lot of the time there's no one's willing to do the research to pay for it.
That's right. And you got to add marketing into that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Of wherever you got it from. There's a million things. I'm sure your feed's the same. Of try this. It's like the limitless pill. Do this. Try this new supplement. There's one thing. I mean, creatine seems to be the sort of.
It's very in vogue at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, but what I mean is, it's a thread that runs through everything. Everyone's saying this. It's not just like certain adverts. And
what's this one?
it hasn't really mixed with the water too well. But we haven't got a spoon. Should we use a screw? We've got a screw.
We're in the shed. I could get a screwdriver.
Oh, that'll do. I've definitely stirred my drinks with worse things. Ooh. Camera's in a precarious position. It remains to be seen whether you...
Quick.
Right, apologies for that, guys. The new
Get your mic.
The new camera overheated, so we've done some settings.
We've got one more thing that we need to buy to sort that out, and then we are golden.
Fully operational.
Let's move on to the last sponsor. Technically, kind of my sponsor, but it's a show sponsor. We get. Oh, actually, we didn't talk about the discount code. 10% discount code. Dadjitsu, all one word, 10. If you're looking to buy supplements from Grapplers Essentials, give them a try.
Yeah,
give them a try. We've tried them. Oh, he's even mixed mine up now. It's a cloudy drink.
Yeah, baby. Let us know what you think in the comments as well.
Yeah.
We'd be interested to hear from you.
Definitely. But last sponsor was Rain.
Come on.
Go on. Yeah, getting some free gear. Repping them on competitions. Try and rep them every time I'm recording stuff for socials and things like that.
Yeah.
I think, you know what, Rain are like one of those companies that they just sponsor so many people.
Yeah. They do good gear as well.
They do, yeah. I was really I'm not going to say surprised, but I was like really like happy with the quality of it when I put it on.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely up there with the likes of, we won't mention them, but
the competitors.
The competitors, UK-based competitors. The UK, I think, has got some of the best, like, jiu-jitsu clothing companies in the world.
I would agree with that.
Some of the best. So they're up there with, let's say the other two.
You know who they are.
Yeah, you know who they are. Probably 2 or 3, let's say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say the Rain quality is up there with those guys.
Yeah, I love the designs. I think they're really cool.
The designs are really cool.
I chatted to the owners at a competition a while ago. Really good people.
Yeah, really, Mali, and I can't remember
husband and
his wife's name, but husband and wife who run it, and they're always sponsoring loads of kids. And I just think they're
cool people.
They're doing a lot for the UK-based grappling scene. Really helping people out, and I'll stand by that. I think that's a really good thing to do.
Definitely.
All their gear as well, sustainably made. Like the gis are made from bamboo and hemp. I think they do make them from something else as well, but I think they're switching over to bamboo and hemp ones.
Nice.
And then all the no-gi stuff, I believe, if you look on the website, it says it's made from recycled bottles, which is amazing.
Really?
Isn't it? Yeah,
amazing.
That's mental. Isn't
That's really cool.
Great company.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they've been around. I think maybe the last sort of 8 years, something like that.
Right.
But they've been growing. They're always they're putting in the work. Do you know what I mean? They're always at the comps. They're sponsoring comps. They're just putting in a lot of work to really sort of establish themselves in the UK scene. And I think that's great.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's great.
Real authentic.
Yeah.
Authentic company.
And it helps the scene, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
So get on there. 15% discount this time.
Cool.
Dadjitsu 15. Get on the website. Get yourself some gear. They're always bringing out new. They do like a nice mix of like your standards. So like this kind of thing. I've got another one that's sort of dark and sort of not too like in your face. And then they've got some real like jazzy designs as well, which I like.
Yeah, I got it's Ben's birthday in July. I got him a really jazzy nuggy.
Nice,
top.
that's awesome, man. Yeah, and they do
cool.
loads of good kid stuff as well.
It's really
which
cool.
is like great, isn't it?
Super kind of multicolored and stuff.
Yeah.
Although I ordered the wrong size. I thought he was going to be a medium youth, and he's clearly a larger youth.
Oh really?
So I've got to send it back. But yeah, really cool designs, really cool. And I think it's off. I don't know. I find that sometimes with no-gi stuff, you get a big old range of designs for adults, and you get like a couple of designs for kids. But I think they do a really good range of cool designs for kids.
Everything they do for adult, I think they do for kids as well.
Yeah, which is great, isn't it? Because I think there's a lot of times when people I want to have the same top as my dad or whatever.
Yeah.
I want that grown-up's top.
Yeah,
it is cool.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. So I'll be getting some bits done up to wear at competitions and stuff like that soon. So that'd be cool.
Wicked.
Yeah. Right. Let us know what you think of the new cinematic experience. We've got some cool interviews coming up.
Yeah, I feel like it even from here it looks like an upgrade in terms of the way it looks.
I hope
through
so.
that little screen over there.
I hope so. We've had a little change of the set as well, haven't we, to add a bit more depth of field.
Yeah,
I really feel like you're going to appreciate that if you're listening on Spotify.
And driving to work.
But if you are listening on Spotify and you want more context as to what we're talking about, get onto the YouTube.
Like and subscribe. If you haven't already.
Subscribe to
Follow.
the YouTube. Yeah. Let's just check. A little update. Currently sat on, I think it's 149 subscribers.
Come on.
Jesus wept.
What point do we become official big deals, eh?
I mean, 149, that's crazy, isn't it?
Pretty cool.
So I've been uploading some jiu-jitsu content on there as well. Filming some of the classes and just chopping them up and putting the techers up there. So there's loads of stuff about wrestling up. We got loads of stuff about K-guard.
Yeah.
Going to be putting some more stuff up about De La Hiva, reverse De La Hiva and things like that, leg locks. So get on there, trying to build that content out for you guys to...
It's been getting some good stuff as well, hasn't it? Some good sort of traction.
Definitely.
Nice one, guys. Well, we will see you next time.
See you next time with a guest, hopefully.
Yes.
Take it easy.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right, guys, let's bow there and then we'll call it a day.